Hello everyone. Today we will learn about the wine production process in which the requirement of raw material, involvement of microorganisms, their fermentative processes, their downstream processes, their uses, all these things we have to learn in this video. The beverages are of having two major types, that is fermented, that is natural, and the distilled, that is mechanical beverages. The fermented beverages are beer, wine, perry, cider, mead, and so on. These are the fermented beverages. And the brandy, whiskey, rum, vodka, these are the distilled beverages. Now in this video we have to focus on the fermented beverages, that is the wine. So wine production is also known as the wine making and also the vinification. The wine makers are called as the vintner. And the science of wine and wine making is called as enology. First of all, understand this concept. Wine making and vinification, nothing but the wine production. Here the vintner is the wine maker, and the science of wine and wine making is called as the enology. Wine can be made from the fruit juice, which contains the sufficient level of sugar. Grapes are commonly used for wine production. In tropical and temperate region, the production of wine takes place. Nowadays, worldwide approximate production rate of wine is nearly about 10 raised to 10 liter per annum, that is per year, and the concentration of ethanol present in the wine is nearly about 7 to 15% of alcohol present in the wine. On the basis of this, wine making can be divided into different types. It includes first the still wine, second the sparkling wine, third one is the desert wine, fourth one is the fortified wine, and so on. This still wine are of having three major products or types, that is the red wine, white wine, or rose wine. There are three major types, that is red wine, white wine, and the rose wine. While the sparkling wine is nothing but, that is the worldwide famous brand, the Champagne. This desert wine is also called as a paddy wine, and the fortified wine is also called as a sherry wine. So these are the major steps of wine productions. There are 12 different steps used commonly during the wine production. It includes the viticulture, harvesting, destemming, crushing, primary fermentation. It includes the metabolic pathways, pressing, pGage, then cold stabilization, secondary fermentative process also called as a malolactic fermentation. Here the laboratory test, blending and fining, addition of the preservatives, their filtration, and last one is the bottling process. Now what is meant by the viticulture? Viticulture is nothing but that to grow a well or good quality grapes in the farm, that is the viticulture. So there are so many well-known varieties of grapes are commonly used for the wine production. From this farm, that to harvest these grapes by mechanical as well as by the hand, so that harvesting process is most important, because when we are harvesting it by mechanically, that is by machine, so it may chances that the grapes or berries that gets damaged. So that damaged grapes may results into the quality of the products. So most of the times the hand harvesting process is used for the in the wine production process. The next process is the destemming. Destemming is nothing but that to remove the stems from the grapes, that is each berry will get separated. After that whatever the berries have been collected, that collected berries will get crushed to collect the must. So that must is used for the fermentation process. Now we will see how that actual fermentation process is going on. In the primary fermentation process, collect the raw material, that is must, fruit juice, in the fermentation tank. Aerobically this gets converts into the D-glucose and D-fructose, and through the glycolysis pathway, through EMP pathway, these molecules converts it into the pyruvic acid by forming the ATP as well as the reducing powers. From this pyruvic acid converted into the acetaldehyde by the decarboxylation process, and after this decarboxylation, that acetaldehyde converted into the ethanol by using the reducing power in presence of alcohol dehydrogenase enzymes. In the primary fermentation process, majorly the yeast is used, that is the Saccharomyces ellipsoides. This species is commonly used because this is a potential species to synthesize the alcohol. In the primary fermentation process, before and after, the one of the most important process is the pressing. Pressing is nothing about to press the juice and collect the extract. But when we are preparing the still wine, that is red wine, white wine and rose wine, the pressing phenomena is used before and after primary fermentation. Now how? During the red wine production, the grapes skin having the red color, that is the anthocyanin. That anthocyanin should be remains as it is during the fermentative process. Then and then only the wine gives the red color and it will become a red wine. So After primary fermentation process, press the juice and remove the lees. Lees is nothing but the solid particles containing yeast cells and soluble materials, that is the solid particles. During the white wine preparation, before the primary fermentative process, it should be removed total lees. Why? Because of we don't want the color, we don't want the pigment anthocyanin. And during the rose wine preparation production, that the skin of grapes it will remain for some time in contact with the fermentation medium. Then and then only that it will give the mild color to the wine, and after that remove the lees and keep it for the fermentative processes. The next process is the pigeage. Pigeage is a French winemaking term commonly useful for the open fermentation tank. In this process, the grapes are collected, healthy grapes, crushed and poured and add in the open fermentation tank. So what will happen, once the fermentation begins, the grape skins will get pushed out on the surface of the fermentation tank by the CO2. See here, if this is the fermentation tank, suppose this is the must that we are adding in the fermentation tank. During the fermentation process, the grape skins will get pushed over the surface due to formation of the CO2, and that formed layer is called as the cap. This cap daily should be intermixed with this fermentation medium, because that skin having the pigments and other elements, so it should be necessary to mix it in this fermentation medium daily by the traditional way or by the stomping through the vat. The next most important step in wine production is the cold stabilization. This cold stabilization process is commonly used to remove the tartarate crystals, or also called as a potassium bitartarate. These potassium bitartarate crystals are formed due to combination of the tartaric acid and potassium. These crystals is called as the wine crystals or wine diamond. In the cold stabilization, reduces the temperature up to 7 to 14 degrees centigrade, results into these crystals will get separate from the wine and it will get settled down. Once it gets settled down, that to drain off the wine and remove these crystals. So this process is called as the cold stabilization. After the primary fermentation process, the wine is keep it for the next step, that is secondary fermentation process. The secondary fermentation process is nothing but the malolactic fermentation process. So what happens in this secondary fermentation process? This secondary fermentation process is too slow, and this is kept for 3 to 6 months for aging purpose. As well as the major role is that to avoid the oxidation of the wine. During this time period, the presence of the proteins will get broken down, presence of the yeast cells and the presence of the fine particles will get settled down during the cold stabilization process, as we have already discussed. Whatever the pellet will be formed, that pellet is called as the lees. This is nothing but as that is the waste particles will get settled down at the bottom, and the wine becomes a partial clean. In this secondary process, when we are see the malolactic fermentation process, the malolactic fermentation process occurs in presence of lactic acid bacteria. That is, special strains is used for this process, because that cell should be a potent, that cell should be a potential having potential to form the malic acid into the lactic acid. That is, in this, during the secondary process, the malic acid converts into the lactic acid plus carbon dioxide in presence of lactic acid bacteria. So after the production of lactic acid, why it should be necessary to reduce the malic acid concentration? Because if it is present in the wine, it gives the unpleasant, harsh and bitter sensation, while in presence of the lactic acid it shows the less sour. One more thing is that this malic acid will reduces the acidity of the wine. That is because of malic acid having 2 acid radicals, while the lactic acid having only 1 acid radicals. So intermittently it should have to measure the pH. If you produce the white wine or red wine, the pH of the white wine, it should be is near about 3.55, and for the red wine it should be near about 3.80. After the secondary wine fermentation process, that is malolactic fermentation process, once we have the partial wine, it should be necessary that should be tested in the laboratory. So there are tests should be necessary. It includes first the Brix, that is whatever the soluble sugar are present in the wine should be measured. Not only this soluble sugar, but also the presence of the acids, salts, tannins are also measured in this process. Next one is that the measurement of the pH, because it is most important. Next, the titrable acidity. Next, the presence of sulfur presence of the sulfur and other soluble particles, those are present in the wine, should be measured in the laboratory. Basically, malolactic fermentation is used to increase the taste of the wine. So after primary and secondary fermentative process, it should be necessary that to mix and refine it. The next most important process is that the blending and fining process. The blending is important for that during the fermentation process, the large stainless steel barrels or oak barrels are used. It may chances that the color, taste, pH will get up and down in the barrels. So it should be necessary that to mix it all the wine and make it a uniform, that is in the form of a color, their taste and all the things. So for this, blending is most important. Second most important process is the fining. Fining means that to remove the soluble particles. After the secondary process, there are some soluble particles may present, like the tannins. So that tannins and other soluble particles gets removed by the fining agents like the gelatin. This gelatin is commonly used to remove the such type of particles, and this gelatin will react to the wine components and it will get form the sediment. Means this gelatin can't remain in the wine, and after filtration it will get removed. After the blending and fining procedure, the next step is the addition of the preservatives. In this process, in the wine production process, the sulfur dioxide is commonly used because it has a antimicrobial activity as well as it acts as an antioxidant. This sulfur dioxide is added 100 milligram per liter, and the final or the presence of the free sulfur dioxide in the wine, it should be the 30 milligram per liter in the wine. It can be measured by the aspiration method. Means this is, we can add the initially, and after last one is, that is at the end, it should be remains free sulfur dioxide, it is 30 milligram per liter. If the sulfur dioxide is not added in the wine, so that wine will get readily suffers from the spoilage, microbial spoilage. So hence it is to must that to add in the wine preservation process. Sometimes potassium sorbate is also used, because that potassium sorbate is used for as a antifungal agent, that to inhibit the growth of the yeast. After the addition of the preservatives, it should be necessary that to filter it. Though they don't have the soluble particles, but if the soluble particles are there, it is necessary to filter it. So the next procedure step is the filtration. This filtration is through by the filter paper, muslin cloth, or that cloth used that to remove the smaller particles. So what are the objectives of this filtration process? There are two objectives. First one is the microbial stabilization, And second one is that the clarification. Microbial stabilization. If the microorganisms are present in the wine, it will get separate out. And if during the whole process, if there are some particles or remains, so that particles will get filtered by this filtration process. So that is the clarification process. And last process is that is the bottling. So here in this bottling procedure, that is add the final concentration of the sulfite, because to restrict or to inhibit the fermentation of wine in the bottle. Second important objective is that to this sulfite acts as a preservative. There are some uses of this wine. I think all of you get how wine production takes place through the microbial activity.